For years we were told to hustle, work harder, wake up earlier, grind longer, sleep less, sacrifice now, and one day, maybe, you'll have enough. The hustle culture became a religion. Its gospel was productivity, its altar was exhaustion, its God was endless growth, and many of us obeyed. We worked until our bodies broke. We filled our calendars until there was no room left to breathe. We measured our worth not in who we were, but in how much we could produce. And then something shifted. Maybe it was the pandemic, forcing us to stop and face ourselves. Maybe it was the rising tide of burnout, a whole generation collapsing under the weight of constant demand. Maybe it was the quiet realization that no matter how much we hustled, happiness never arrived at the finish line. Whatever the reason, people began to ask a dangerous question. What if success isn't about speed? What if it isn't about more at all? This is where the movement of slow living was born. Or maybe it wasn't born, maybe it was remembered. Because life has always had rhythms, seasons of growth and seasons of rest, moments to push forward and moments to stay still. It was only in our obsession with hustle that we forgot this. Slow living does not mean laziness. It does not mean apathy. It is not abandoning ambition. It is choosing depth over speed, meaning over motion, harmony over endless grind. In 2025, we see the rise of what some call the snail girl era. A generation tired of constant busyness, tired of pretending that exhaustion is glamour, choosing instead a gentler pace. They are redefining success not as endless achievement, but as well-being, balance and freedom of time. To live slowly is not to fall behind. It is to finally step out of a race that was never yours to run. Think about it. The hustle promised fulfillment once you reached the top, but the top kept moving. Every time you got close, the finish line stretched further away. There was always another milestone, another target, another demand. Slow living interrupts this chase. It says, you don't have to arrive somewhere else to be whole, you don't need to earn rest, you don't need to apologize for living at a human pace. Imagine a life where success is measured differently, not in hours worked, but in sunsets watched, not in emails answered, but in meals shared slowly with people you love, not in titles earned, but in mornings where you wake without dread. This is the quiet revolution of slow living, and it's not just personal, it's cultural. Companies are beginning to face the truth that endless grind produces burnout, not brilliance. Communities are rediscovering the value of leisure, of rituals, of presence. And individuals are reclaiming their right to say no. No to toxic productivity, no to calendars without space, no to defining their lives only by what they can show as output. But let's be honest, slow living is not easy in a world built on speed. Every advertisement tells you faster is better. Every algorithm rewards constant engagement. Every workplace praises those who stay the latest, as if exhaustion were proof of value. To choose slow in this culture is an act of courage. It means disappointing expectations. It means resisting comparison. It means daring to measure your life by something no one else can see. So how do we begin? Start small. Take one thing off your calendar instead of adding more. Walk without rushing, even if only for 5 minutes. Eat a meal without a phone, without multitasking, without treating nourishment as another task to complete. Slow living begins in these small rebellions. Moments where you reclaim time as yours, not as something to be constantly traded away. And over time, something changes. The anxiety begins to soften. The mind, no longer racing from one demand to another, finds space for creativity, for clarity, for rest. The heart begins to notice what it loves again. And you realize you were not built to sprint through life. You were built to live it. The hustle culture told us that busyness was proof of importance. But busyness is not the same as meaning. It is possible to fill every hour and still feel empty. To move faster and faster while arriving nowhere. Slow living reminds us of what was always true. Life is not waiting at the finish line. It is here in the unhurried breath, in the unmeasured moment, in the pauses we were taught to skip. The era of hustle is fading, the era of harmony is rising, and each of us has a choice to keep running in circles or to step aside, slow down and find the rhythm that was ours all along. Because in the end, success is not how much you can carry, it is how fully you can be present while carrying what truly matters. Life without hurry is not less. It is more space, more joy, more truth, and the quiet courage to finally live on your own terms.